Welcome, Traveler. Ranger Deadeye is quite illegal this league, especially if you pair it together with crossbow and grenades for that +1 bonus projectile, the general buff for crossbows, and absolute annihilation throughout the whole 1 to 65, and afterwards, it doesn't stop being amazing. This has been my fastest campaign playthrough, all the way from Act 1 to Act 7, in less than 8 hours, on a new solo self-found character. And we streamlined the whole Act 1 to make it even more fun for you. Step 1, create yourself a ranger, because we want to be the Deadeye. And as you enter Clearfell, grab yourself a crossbow on top of the normal bow, because our first two skills are going to be Lightning Arrow and Explosive Grenade. Lightning Arrow in this case going for weapon set 2, because we have the bow there, and then Explosive Grenade going for weapon set 1 for the crossbow. Why are we doing that? Because reloading your crossbow is annoying in the beginning. Frostburst round or fragmentation feels awful. Therefore, we're shooting in the Lightning Arrow to kill everything on the distance. If there are bigger packs, you just throw in your explosive grenades as you're zooming through. For bosses, the same. Drop your explosive grenades until it's empty, and then yeet in the lightning arrows. Your first support for the explosive grenade will be the multi-shot, followed up by the rapid attacks for the lightning arrow. And then you desperately want to have magnified area, so you can blast away the abyssal fissures early. And with level 3, we're getting the one ability that will clear everything from level 1 to 65, the flash grenade. Yes, sounds crazy, but it's your map clearing ability. It's your zooming through and then boom, flash, flash, flash. It's perfect. The flash grenade will also receive multi-shot, and on top you're going to put on bleed 1, 2, 3 down the line. And if you have a support left over, give lightning arrow and elemental armament. You'll need elemental armament a lot anyways for all your skills. And while you're leveling, you keep consistently checking for new bows, new crossbows, and also new quivers, because all of that is just more damage. Your final two upgrades in Act 1 are going to be the gas grenade and the Herald of Ash. Herald of Ash is especially good with the lightning arrow because it's going to yeet it in, pop, 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 pop. People just popcorn explode, nothing else is needed. Or your flash grenade going in and then poof, bonus explosion with the Herald of Ash. Your gas grenade is going to be responsible to break armor with corrosion and multi-shot. Why do we want to break armor? Because our flash grenade, for example, is 266% attack damage, mostly physical, not so much elemental. And the explosive grenade itself does turn 80% of the physical to fire damage. There's still a lot of physical damage going on with the build. You're not converting 100%, even the lightning arrow is 40 to lightning damage. Finally, the passives, and here it gets a bit tricky. We're going to pick up all the projectile damage, and technically you want to rush right away with dexterity and strength to this 40 damage. Now the rushing is actually useless because this is only supportive skills. They're not really giving you more damage at the point. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these 4 nodes, and then as you get to this dexterity node, you can reset the 4 to actually get yourself the heavy ammunition. Also pick up the bonus projectile damage here on the side. Your second goal will be getting the +1 projectile and also the bonus cooldown use. And here goes the same. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points that you are going to spend different. We're going to go over to the side, get ourselves projectile damage, projectile damage, projectile damage, projectile damage, projectile damage, cooldown recovery rate, exactly. And as you then have enough points to pretty much end up here and also take the 2 nodes, then you're going to, again, de-skill all of them, go rather over the side, and then grab yourself the cluster bombs together with the grenadier. This is going to have you blast through Act 1 in less than 1 hour. We actually did 55 minutes and it could have been even faster. And Act 2 is instantly giving you a huge power boost as you then ascend. As soon as you get the token, it doesn't matter, level 21, 22, just go. With your flash grenade, you're just having no one being able to attack you. And with your lightning arrow on range, you can take out any stragglers. And with the first ascension, we're not going to go for any damage here in the middle now. We're going to get 4% increased skill speed, and then we're going to get ourselves Tailwind. Tailwind is a buff that provides increased movement speed, skill speed, and evasion rating, and it stacks 10 times, making you just zoom through the acts. And until you get your first tier 7 skill gem for explosive shot, you're still using the lightning arrow. That gets kicked out for explosive shot though. Lightning arrow gone. You can use the elemental armament on explosive grenade later to add your third support. And then we're going to have the explosive shot going on. Explosive shot wants that rapid attack that you had before on the lightning arrow. And also double barrel, but only double barrel unless you're wielding a +1 bonus bolt crossbow. Because if you have a +1 bonus bolt crossbow, you don't need the double barrel anymore. And you could rather start playing multi-shot 2. As it goes for all the others, replace the multi-shot 1s for multi-shot 2s. It's another 10% more damage. You have to do that. Passive-wise, your next big goal is to flash out the whole Overwhelm node for the 40% bonus damage with two-handed weapons. This is what you want to have. Then a secondary goal is making it down here to the repeating explosions, but that's not what you're going to get done in Act 2. It's just where you would like to go the next time. It's the next node for you to unlock. And in Act 3, your real power then gets revealed, because in Act 3 we have the second ascension. You can finally use cannonade crossbows for the bonus projectile. You can actually use your explosive shot to kill things then. It's not going to be 3 explosive shots coming out of one shot, it's going to be 4 explosive shots because of the ascension. And we're getting a new grenade, plus some more defense. First, the Ascension. Kick out Tailwind and get yourself the Projectile Proximity Specialization. And here we're taking grenades in the first 3.5 meters do more damage. Plus then the bonus projectile. Why are we taking the first 3.5 meters? That's because of the adhesion support. Kick out Elemental Armament and get yourself Adhesive Grenade. This says supported grenade skills stop where they initially land. Incredibly useful for boss fights because you shoot and they land. If I stand now right next to a boss, I can do 1, 2, and all of them are going to instantly explode on the boss. Very clustered on. They're not going to be, again, throwing outside and splitting up. And they get the full damage boost because they're in the first 3.5 meters of the travel. They're not going further than that. Your other grenades, they can still bounce off, right? But your explosives, they're always exactly where you need them. As the bonus defense, with more spirit, we're going to go for Wind Dancer, and that's generally what you're looking for, maximum evasion gear. Evasion armor also works, evasion energy shield is not so good at this point, so it's focused on that evasion with a ton of armor on top. The bonus grenade we're getting is Oil Grenade for that elemental resistance minus, with a potent exposure and the persistence grounds to boost it. This has us still use our either explosive shot to just clear mob packs and explode them into nothingness, or just the flash grenade to kill everything. You don't need the explosive gas or anything as you're going through a normal area. Everything will die. An Abyssal Rift, maybe you yeet in some explosives on top of those elites and then they instantly die. It's mostly flash, explosive shot, whatever is reloaded at the point. And in order to put a little speed on top, we're going to get movement speed here, then adrenaline rush and movement speed there, and also move our way over to the side. This is then going to be weapon set 2 points for our explosive shot and weapon set 1 point for our grenades. Really useful, as the reload is useless for our grenades and the bonus detonation time is useless for our crossbow. Now to the final sprint, 38 to 65, because that's where it gets really crazy. We're finally getting tier 4 support gems, and that means payload for almost every single one. Payload says, supported skills have 70% reduced cooldown recovery rate, but grenades fired by the skill have a 50% chance to activate a second time, and that's 65% with their passives. The interesting part about the gas grenade, they have damage on impact, and then they have the poison cloud explosion for a lot of damage. What happens if you ignite your enemy with the explosive grenades is, you're going to shoot these gas grenades, and they go VOP, one explosion, and then VOP instantly another explosion, as the gas cloud always erupts. So you can really throw 9 grenades at them, bop, 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 and they go bop, 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 with a fire flashing behind each other. Don't even need the explosive grenade as your main clear. Just could go simply for those gas grenades. And the same payload you want on the explosive grenade to make it even stronger. Then for our flash grenade, we choose Heft for bonus physical damage, as again, there is a huge portion of physical damage, and Heft gives you 30% more of the maximum there. Works tons. And in Act 7, we're also kicking out the gas grenade's corrosion for Elemental Armament 2. And that's all because of our companion, the Frozen Mandibles. That companion you catch in the Interlude Act and then here in the Ashen Forest. There's a waypoint with a crazy killer ant. And my crazy killer ant right now has frost explosions around, a haste aura that gives me bonus attack speed and movement speed, plus he breaks armor. The best way to farm him is to rapidly respawn at that checkpoint to just try to use your tame beast. Don't get killed because that ant is absolutely on steroids. But from that point on, you have the perfect companion, enabling to do, well, everything better, faster, stronger. In my case, I had to deactivate the Herald of Ash to actually be able to summon my crazy killer ant. Will, down the line, have enough spirit to use the Herald of Ash as well, but there you see the frost explosions that he's doing, and he has the haste aura for the 20% attack speed and movement speed, plus the break armor, and it breaks so much armor. It breaks more armor than it just goes pop, 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 armor broken. It's crazy. The companion itself gets minion mastery and also the elemental army to survive better. And lastly, we're adding another tech to the fray. That is called Rapid Shot. And Rapid Shot needs Rapid Attacks 2, preferable Rapid Attack 3, and Streamlined rounds. We don't want to do any damage with Rapid Shot, but before a boss fight starts, what you can do is, while the boss is still doing his animations, you're going to shoot this out to just build with insane attack speed, 30 heat, or preferable 45 feet. I think if we put quality on it, yes, 45 feet. Because as you're then throwing grenades, they're going to be empowered. And not only a little bit empowered, the explosive grenades are getting 50% damage as fire damage. Yep, on top of what it does anyways. And I can pretty much shoot out 3 salvos of the grenades, right? You're going to do until if you're 45 with the quality, and then bop, 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 your first salvos. And they're going to mince beef the opponent. That might be enough. You might not even have to throw in a gas grenade, or a flash grenade, or an oil grenade, or even use your explosive shot. You already got it covered. Passive-wise, to empower ourselves, we're taking all the flat damage available. Bonus attack, bonus elemental, penetrate elemental resistance. Then we're going to go over. We actually get a bit more evasion rating and evasion rating. Plus then here on the side, again, a huge chunk of attack damage. My goal next up is going to be all the way over here to now grab me the bestial skin and also the enhanced reflexes. Probably I'll rather go over to the right and then bottom because it gives you a bit more deflect chance. So this is kind of how I want to end with level 70, and that's where I'm right around with level 65. This is where you want to be around level 17. If you feel like you're lacking a bit of area, we got here area, bonus armor break duration, and bonus area as well, right? With 70, that should be all the points that you can spend. There will be more weapon set shenanigans, but they pretty much start with 65 plus as we actually have more points to put in and then really focus on getting the explosive shot as strong as possible and the grenades as strong as possible. Gear-wise, you obviously want a cannonade crossbow, and that from Act 3 on, then you get a new one in Act 6, and you just focus really on getting the best up possible here. And then on your second hand, you want a plus bonus bolt crossbow, so you don't have to play that pesky double barrel for the less reload speed. Gloves and rings should have flat damage, any flat damage that you can actually find, and then focus on the evasion rating. I got, again, some armor evasion rating. It's 10% damage reduction with 30% evasion at this point as we enter mapping. We don't need more, though, because we have the end tanking for us, and our flash grenades are throwing people over and stunning them. Therefore, yeah, more evasion rating doesn't help us here right now. We are going to get more as we then clap the nodes, obviously, but I wouldn't stress myself. You're more than tanky enough. No worries, as we play further life here on this channel, you're going to get the update as we're then flying through the endgame, because third ascension I could already do without even blinking, nothing can touch me, and the rest of the endgame should be an absolute joke. We will either here now focus fully on grenades, or also to fully flash out the explosive shot. Optimally, we should be able to do both, but that we will see in the updated video on the endgame. Now tell me in the comments below how much you're liking this, and if you already crafted yourself an absolute banger weapon. This applies to crossbows, by the way. That's how I'm making my killer endgame crossbows. Enjoy, and have a great time.